What's up YouTube, this is Mox Lotus here, and recently Wizards has just been pumping out the announcements. We've had Eternal Masters, another conspiracy set, and recently they also announced From the Vault lore. And I'm pretty excited for this From the Vault because, we've had From the Vaults like From the Vault Angels and From the Vault Annihilation, which I guess they're just not too exciting really. I'm not a huge fan of the themes that they're based around, but one of the From the Vaults that I would have liked to have picked up back in the day, but it was pretty expensive, was From the Vault Legends. And, I really like the From the Vaults that are sort of more of a collection of, really, I guess, impactful cards in the Magic universe. And, Angels and Annihilation, they weren't bad, and there were a few pretty big cards in there, but, I'm hoping that this new one from the Vault lore will be sort of the new From the Vault Legends. So when you hear lore, you think of the story of Magic, and Magic has a few different storylines, I guess, and so I'm hoping that this From the Vault will encompass all of them really and have a few cards from all the different story arcs. And today I've got a bunch of cards which I think are pretty likely to be in this, but yeah, we'll see how many I get right when it actually comes out. And if I actually do call some of them, then we'll definitely do something special, I reckon. But yeah, the first card is Mishra, Artificer Prodigy. And, there's no Urza card, unfortunately, or no Urza, legendary creature. But, in terms of the most important characters in the Magic storyline, Urza and Mishra are both arguably the most important. And yeah, I definitely think that even though the Mishra card isn't that great, it could still definitely use a reprint. It's only been printed in Time Spiral, and yeah, it's not an amazing card. People have tried using in Commander, and I think there is it is possible to use him, but you have to make a pretty weird deck to do it. But I definitely think that he is deserving of a reprint. And most of the new players who started playing last year and all that probably don't know too much about the old Magic, and so I guess having Mishra in here would be a good way to, make people think about all the old lore. And yeah, so I'd say that Mishra is pretty likely to be in here. I think that out of all the cards I'm showing today, my money would be on Mishra as the most likely to be in here. Next up, Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Now, I know that Ugin was very recently printed. However, I still think that he has a chance of being in here for a number of reasons. One, he is another pretty important character to the lore, especially for the recent storyline. If they're going to have characters for all the different storylines, I think that for this storyline, Ugin is the character that is the most important. I guess you could argue Jace, but there's been so many Jaces, and Jace is already in from the Vault 20, so I really hope we do get Ugin. And yeah, it's a really good card, only one printing so far, and it's not a card Wizard can easily reprint because, it's not really going to be in, once the Law and 5 Planeswalker storylines end, they probably won't put Ugin in anything after that, so I guess From the Vault is really the best place to reprint Ugin. And yeah, he is currently sitting at 70 Australian dollars now, so definitely deserves a reprint. And yeah, I think that I'd say he is pretty likely, but out of all the cards on my list, I'll probably have the least amount of faith in him being reprinted. Next up is Murari's Wake. Now, the whole, Murari story arc was another pretty important moment in Magic. And yeah, I think that Wizards could print Murari the original one, but I don't think anyone really wants it. It's not that great of a card really, and I know that Mishra isn't either, but you wouldn't really want to buy a From the Vault lore and get a Murari in it, so I think that Murari's Wake is a much more fitting card. It is a pretty good card. I do play it in my Commander decks. It's had a couple of printings, and I guess because it's had that Commander's Arsenal printing, because Commander's Arsenal in a way is a bit like From the Vault, so that sort of makes it a bit less likely. But still, I reckon we'll probably get something from the Murari storyline in here, like, I don't know, maybe like a chainer or something, but really I think that Murari's Wake is probably the best choice to print. And yeah, you know, it's a really good card. It's probably the best card that they could print from that line, really, that's, I guess, really important to the story. So yeah, we'll see. I'd say that this card probably has like relatively high odds of being in there. But yeah, if it's not in here, then they might put in Murari, but I really think this card should be in it instead. So next up we have Gerard Capation, and you know, the Weatherlight arc is another pretty big moment in the Magic history. And you know, the Captain of the Weatherlight is definitely the most fitting card to put on here. We had Captain Sisay in the Legends one. And so yeah, and I think Hannah's Ship's Navigator is getting reprinted, like it's like a Judge promo or something pretty soon. And the original Khan was in from the vault, like I forgot what it was called, it was like from the vault artifacts or something. So we've already had the Weatherlight crew get some reprints. Like the only one that's really missing out is Gerard, and it's not that great of a card sadly, but again, it's from the Weatherlight arc, and he's definitely the card that needs the reprint the most. He's only had 2 printings, and yeah, you know, they're not really that big printings. I mean, this dual deck was not too great, and well, it's hard to find now, so people aren't really going to have him. And yeah, this would be a good way for new players to, I guess, learn about the Weatherlight arc and all that if they don't know about it already. And I think that another thing that is pretty important with this from the Vault lore is that they are going to want to introduce new players to all the old lore, because if they don't do a good job with that, then I reckon that they've pretty much failed with what the product wants to do, in my opinion. And yeah, I think that this card maybe not as likely as Mishra to be reprinted, because it's not amazing, and you know, people might get a bit mad if they see him get reprinted, but still, I definitely think he deserves a reprint. Last card is Dark Depths. Now, Marit Lage is sort of like a mystery in the lore still, and you know, I don't know if Marit Lage is ever going to come back again. Like, the game definitely seems to be going in like a HP Lovecraftian direction at the moment with all the Eldrazi, and you know, people are speculating that Emrakul will be in Shadows over Innistrad, or I reckon he'll be in Eldritch Moon, because you know, I guess the name of that set is more like Lovecraftian themed, really. And yeah, Marit Lage, it's not an Eldrazi, but it's another Lovecraftian card, so maybe we might see more, I guess, creatures like Marit Lage in the future. It's actually a stronger card than Emrakul in my opinion, and yeah. But anyway, Dark Depths, it's only had 1 printing in Cold Snap. It's currently like $50 or something, and I know that price isn't really what Wizards cares about when they're printing their cards, but still, this card definitely needs a reprint. And yeah, I'd say that out of all the cards up the top, I guess Ugin would be the first card I'd want to see reprinted, but Dark Depths is definitely the second. And if they reprinted this card, it's going straight in my Trostani deck. But anyway, those are my predictions. Tell me what you guys think will potentially be in the set in the comments below, because I am pretty interested. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If I do get any of these cards right, I'll look into getting something like a box maybe, or doing something pretty cool, because I reckon it'll be awesome to actually predict some of the cards in it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, bye guys.